the chapter. Okay. So yesterday I was drawing a diagram and then explaining about Golgi bodies. So let us try to understand what this Golgi body is first of all. Okay. So this is the cell that we are talking of. In the cell, you have the nucleus. The nucleus is having the information which is in the form of DNA. This DNA will be converted into RNA, and this RNA will be sent out. Where it will be sent out? It will be sent out to the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So let us say that this RNA is coming out in the red color. And it is getting attached with the ribosome. Where is the ribosome? The ribosome is in the endoplasmic reticulum. It is getting attached. This RNA is kind of getting attached. This red color has come and attached. So now I'm just removing it off. So from here, this RNA has kind of come here and then it is here. So there are proteins are produced by the the proteins are produced by this structure, ribosome. The ribosome is going to produce the protein. Once the protein is produced, what will happen is it will try to come through the endoplasmic reticulum. As it is coming through the endoplasmic reticulum, it will get folded. Okay, it is getting folded and it is coming to the endoplasmic reticulum. So associated with this endoplasmic reticulum is what we call it as the Golgi bodies. The Golgi body will have two phases. The one which is called as the cis phase and the other one is which is called as trans phase. So what will happen, this protein molecule, I'll just try to zoom this area alone and then show you. So what will happen is you will have this cis phase is there. So this cis phase is going to receive the structure, whatever protein structure which is going to come will be like kind of received in this cis phase. It will be like kind of moving through the cis phase and then it will be transported out through the trans phase. Okay, while undergoing this inside transport, what will happen to this protein? This protein will get shaped up. Okay, so the final shaping up of proteins and all will happen only here. So what is the meaning of it? It is not only the protein. So you have this Golgi body, I mean like in Golgi body only glycoproteins are produced. What is this glycoprotein? Glycoprotein is equal to dash plus dash. If you were to tell this is A, this is B, what will you tell? What is A, what is B? Glycoprotein is glucose plus protein or sugar plus proteins. Yeah, basically sugar plus protein. Okay, so it is basically a carbohydrate which is attached with the protein. That is what we call it as a glycoprotein. Okay, So if you are going to talk about a lipoprotein, what is it? A lipoprotein is required. Lipid is attached with what? Protein. If I'm going to talk about a glycolipid, what is going to happen? It is carbohydrate plus lipids. So most of the molecules which your cell want is glycoprotein or lipoprotein or glycolipid. Okay. So your protein only is produced by where? By your ribosome. But suppose if you need a glycoprotein, someone has to connect these two things. Who is the someone who is going to connect these two things? So it is the Golgi body. So here the protein arrives separately, the carbohydrate arrives separately, and they are like kind of attached. Okay, so the Golgi body plays a major role in shaping up of molecules, in forming new molecules. CHO stands for carbohydrate. CHO is a short form that we use for carbohydrate. PTN is for protein. This is carbohydrate. Okay. So basically, what is the role of this thing? I mean, like Golgi body. Golgi body will be helping in multiple ways. What are the multiple ways then that it will be like helping us? One, it is trying to shape up molecules. Okay. It is kind of like packing things together. So first, initially you want carbohydrate. So carbohydrate was separate, protein was separate. Now you have like packed them together as a glycoprotein. So glycoproteins kind of structures are produced in the Golgi body. You had a lipid separately and protein separately. Yeah, and then like it will try to do that. So it is trying to package. And then the second thing is modification. Yes, so it is trying to modify substances. Okay. And then finally you have transportation. It is also helpful in transportation. It will pack it all inside a vesicle and that vesicle will be sent out. Okay. So that is why we call it as a postman of the cell. Yes, we call it as a chaperone of the cell. Okay, Golgi body is called as the chaperone of the cell. So that is what is the. Okay. So quickly let us take some notes. It has forming phase, which is called a cis phase, which is going to do some work. What are the works that it is going to do? It is the receiving end. Sorry, it is phase, FACE. Sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, so this is the receiving end of the Golgi body. And then they are associated with endoplasmic reticulum. The substance is produced by the ER is passed to the cis phase or the forming phase. Okay, materials move into the cis phase as vesicles. Okay, so they are like coming into the form of vesicles. Hey, sorry, man, I'm kind of used to this phase, so it is like kind of I'm making a mistake. It is only FACE. If you're seeing the word PHASE, you please remove it. Somehow I am kind of making that mistake. It is phase only, not face. Cis phase and forming phase is the same thing. The same thing name. So this is one way of telling it. The other way of telling it is forming phase. Okay. So now we will move on to the trans phase. Or the maturing phase. The maturing phase or the trans phase releases substances into the cell. They keep discharging materials. The substances leave in the form of vesicles that are broken from the Golgi body. Okay, so this is what is the role of the maturing phase or the trans phase. So if you're done, we can move on. Tambi, basically this end is going to receive it. Okay. So what will happen here is, like, let us say that this is going to receive it. So here what will happen is small vesicles will come carrying the substances. They will come here, attach. Okay. When they are attaching, the substances inside that vesicles will enter into this thing. Okay. As it is moving through this particular thing, the final substance is produced. Let us say that this final substance is produced. Let us say that the smaller molecules were brought together by the vesicles. And they were all like made up into a common structure. Let us say one vesicle is bringing glucose or the polysaccharide. Let us say that one vesicle is bringing the protein. Okay. So these two things are separately like kind of like brought by the vesicles. The vesicles, this is the endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is going to produce these vesicles, and these vesicles are coming here and they are depositing it. So once it is coming here, it is like kind of forming the glycoprotein. Let us say that this is the glycoprotein that is formed. Okay. So this glycoprotein will be like kind of packed in a small vesicle and it will be sent out. So this is a vesicle which is carrying water. So this vesicle will be transporting the substances. So whatever is like kind of the, let us say that this is one vesicle which is carrying from here to here. The substance has changed, modified, and all those things have happened here through this particular thing. And finally, the final substance produced is this. Okay, this substance has to be transported. So it is made into a vesicle by this particular Golgi body and it is kind of sending it. Okay, so it is like kind of a packaging unit. So let us say that you would have seen this thing. Someone would have cooked some item in the hotel and they would have brought it to the packing area. So what will this guy will try to do? This guy who is going to sit in the packing room will try to pack that substance and then he'll try to put it in a cover and then he'll deliver it. So that is what this Golgi body's trans phase is doing. So who is going to receive the end? The cis phase is going to receive the end. This is the cis phase. Okay. And this is the trans phase. The trans phase will transport it after it is kind of made. So in the Golgi body, it is modified. So when this is receiving the raw materials kind of thing, it is putting all together and then finally making into a product. And this product is sent out in the form of a vesicle. Vesicle is the packaging unit. So this is how it is packed and then it is sent out into the cell wherever it is required. Are you guys able to understand? Once more, you please look into the video, man. We have been like delving into this thing for quite some time. The Golgi bodies will convert not only amino acids, it's like proteins into glycoproteins. Yes, proteins into glycoproteins. It will convert carbohydrates into proteins, lipids into lipoproteins are formed. All those things are there. The modification will occur throughout the Golgi body. It is not just one side. Okay, so children, the word poly means many. I don't understand. Where, which, this is this diagram, okay, this is polysaccharide. The word poly here is polysaccharide. Polysaccharide is coming. That is the carbohydrate part. Protein part is coming. These two things are put together and then mixed into a glycoprotein. Okay. Protein modification occurs in the endoplasmic reticulum, but formation of complex substances like glycoproteins and all will happen in the Golgi body. The final shaping up of the protein. Protein is just one of the product. It is not always protein which is required. Sometimes the cell will need glycoprotein. Sometimes it will need lipoprotein. Sometimes it will require glycolipids. Okay, so now we'll move on. Functions of Golgi bodies. The first one, collection, packaging, and secretion of biomolecules. Okay, the second one, production of complex substances, glycoprotein, glycolipid, lipoproteins. Okay, they biomolecules to suit the requirement of the cell. They transport the produced substances in the form of secretory vesicles. They help in the formation of cell wall. Vacuoles and lysosomes. Vesicles and vacuoles are not required. That's why I left it. Okay. They help in the formation of cell wall, vacuoles, lysosomes. They modify the plasma membrane. With their secretion. Okay, so all these things are functions of Golgi bodies. With this thing, Golgi body is over. The answers for the NEET model test that you took, it will be there in the solution itself. You can see that thing. You should be able to see it in the solution. So once it is you're taken, you will have that clarification. Okay. So fourth slide, someone is asking. In biology, the portion is protista and fungi. Anyone who got above 300 in the second test? I'm asking only about biology. How can someone get 405 out of 360? If someone got 330, 330 is the maximum that I'm seeing so far. Good. Okay, 312, 320. Yeah, 320 again. Someone has got 330. They will be like kind of adding, if this is the plasma membrane, some kind of proteins will be added regularly and removed. Old proteins, old proteins will die off and new proteins will be added. That is what modification. It is something as a regular process, it will happen. Okay, so now we will move on to the next organelle, lysosome. Okay, it was discovered by Christian Bidu in 1955. Okay, they occur in all animal cells and a few plant cells. Okay, they are maximum found in macrophages, which kill the organisms. Okay, the structure, it is covered by a single membrane. They are made up of digestive enzymes. Okay, copy this thing down. Macrophage is a type of cell which is found in human beings, animals, and all. It is a type of cell found in the blood. So in that particular cell, lysosomes are quite high, abundant. They are maximum found, which means abundant in macrophages. It will be found in the blood cell. It is not RBC. It is a type of WBC. Macrophage is a type of WBC. Okay, they contain digestive enzymes that are called as lysozymes. Okay, so carbohydrates are digested by carbohydrases. Proteins are digested by proteases. Lipids are digested by lipases. Nucleic acids are digested by nucleases. Phosphate groups are digested by phosphatases. Sulfate links are structures are digested by sulfatases. These are all used to digest substances. Hey, what is the foreign substance made up of, man? He is saying like it is like kind of these enzymes are going to digest a microorganism which is coming into your body. So your microorganism which is coming into your body will not have different substances. They are also made up of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids only. These are all biomolecules which are making the body of any organism. Your body is also made up of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins only. Similarly, like if you are going to eat chicken or mutton, mutton and chicken will also be made up of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids only. Even bacteria which is there is also made up of only those kind of substances. So these are the biomolecules which will make the structural unit of an organism. So if any foreign particle is going to come into the body, they will also be made up of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and all those things only. So which means your digestive enzyme will try to digest and convert it into nutrients. That's all. It is not like they cannot, they will be able to do it. You can do only for a limited thing. Say, for example, if 10,000 people are coming and you are having only to attack you and you have only 2,000 soldiers, what will happen? So any person will be like kind of like outnumbered. So it depends on how the person is deceptive and then like it is coming. So whatever you are saying that you have defense mechanism in your body, at times someone is proving better than others. So any virus which is coming into your body at times can be like behaving like quite intelligently and then they can still try to invade your system. Okay, we'll try to study. First, we'll try to study about the basic role of lysosome and then we can study about suicidal bag. You people have studied in 10th standard till 10th standard or 9th standard only a suicidal bag. But the lysosome's role is not just a suicidal bag. The main function is protection. We will try to study about those things first and then we can move on to the suicidal bag role. Okay, so let us try to stick on to it. There are 4 types of lysosomes. Based on the morphology. The first one is called as primary lysosome. Second one is called as a secondary lysosome. Third one is called as residual body. And the fourth one is called as a autophagic vacuole. Okay, so these are the four types of lysosomes: primary lysosomes, secondary lysosomes. So this is also called as a phagosome, or the other name is digestive vacuole. Okay, if you are copied, I can explain you what these things are. What is plasma treatment and plasma bank? Those things are not related to this class. Maybe later we can discuss it. Hey, what is the chemistry chapter which is going on for you? Okay, redox reactions. Okay, right. Okay, he has completed redox reactions and he'll start with atomic structure. Okay. Okay, fine. We will just move on. So we need to know what is this lysosome. Okay. So let us say that this is the cell. Okay, I'm drawing some smaller structures. Let us say that this is the Golgi body. Okay. I'm just taking only Golgi body into the account. So how will this lysosome will occur is, first of all, you need to know that this is a secretory vesicle kind of thing. So let us say that this is the trans phase of the lysosome. So from the trans phase, let us say that this particular proteins are formed, some lysozymes are formed. Let us say that this is also a lysozyme which is formed. So these are the structures which are formed. So after some time, what will happen is, the part of this thing will try to bud out, and then it will be like coming out as a vesicle. So which means this is formed as a vesicle. And after some time, you will see that this will detach, and then it will become like a small body with the digestive enzymes. Okay, so if you are going to see, so this body is created from where? From the Golgi body. The Golgi body is like kind of going to produce this structure and it has sent it out. Okay, so whatever is formed directly from the Golgi body is called as the primary lysosome. Okay, so this primary lysosome is a freshly formed lysosome. A lysosome which is like kind of like freshly formed. Okay, and which is inactive. That is what we call it as a primary lysosome. Primary lysosome is formed from Golgi bodies. Lysosomes are formed from Golgi bodies. Okay. So as soon as it is like kind of formed and it is produced, it will be inactive for some time. When it is inactive for some time, we call it as primary lysosome. Okay. So this is the primary lysosome. So let us say that there is a particle which is there, a foreign particle which is there. Let us say, okay, this is in this color. So I'll try to put it in green color, sorry, red color. Let us say that this is a foreign particle, which is dangerous. These two things are going to get fused. It is going to kind of like take it inside and it is going to digest it by phagocytosis. This is going to come here. It is going to do a phagocytosis of this thing and then it is forming a body like this, in which this particular thing is taken inside along with the digestive enzymes. Then this body is called as what? Phagosome or secondary lysosome. Okay, so whenever a primary inactive lysosome is going to eat a foreign particle that is dangerous and it is trying to engulf it by phagocytosis, then we call it as a secondary lysosome. And after some time, what will happen? These substances will start to digest this body. And ultimately, what will happen at the end of this thing, it will be broken down into smaller substances. And you will still have the enzymes which will be there, used up enzymes. Okay, so from this thing, what will happen? Whatever nutrients is required, it will try to take the nutrients outside. So the nutrients would be absorbed. And after the nutrient is absorbed, there are some unwanted particles which are left out. With the unwanted particles, we call it as residual body. Enzymes are not active means lysosome is initially inactive. The moment it is going to engulf something, it is going to become active. So inactive in the sense like the enzymes are not going to be functional initially, but the moment when nothing is there to digest, who will it digest? It needs something to digest. So that is the case when your thing is not there. So you have this lysosome which is inactive. Okay. So that inactive lysosome will try to engulf some particle. The moment it is taking in something, what will happen is you will see to that like it will start to digest. Once that is digested, the nutrients are absorbed. And whatever is left out is called as the residual body. So you have three things told here. So this is the one which is first formed. From Golgi bodies. This is after ingestion of the foreign particle. Formed by absorption of nutrients, the waste are alone left. Okay. So this is what is the case. Is my screen visible? Am I audible? Okay. So you please understand these are the first three things which I am trying to explain it to you. So first thing is I am having a primary lysosome. This is like kind of coming into the case. It is getting there. It is like kind of foreign particle is being eaten. Once it is eaten, it is like kind of digested. It becomes a secondary lysosome. After the digestion process is over, the nutrients are like kind of taken back and it forms the residual body. The residual body can get outside. Okay, it can go, it will do exocytosis and then it can get outside. So say for example, residual body will try to come here and it will attach. And after it is attaching, what will happen? It will open up. So once it is opening up, what is happening? The residual particles are going out. So the residual particles can get out of the cell anytime. Okay. So what is this autophagic vacuole? Sometimes the primary vacuole, primary lysosome will be acting as self-killing instrument. Let us say that the Golgi body is become old. In such a case, it will try to take the same thing. Autophagic means self-digesting. The word auto means self. Phagic means what? Eating. So whenever there is a possibility that there is a need for killing older parts of the cell, let us say that the plasma membrane has become old. It wants to remove it and then replace it. In such a case, it will try to go and kill its own self. Not kill exactly, it will try to eat some of the parts which are not required. So that is why we call that as a autophagic or self-eating substance. Okay, so this what autophagic vacuole is a type of lysosome that will go and engulf the same organelle. It will try to digest the same thing. So this autophagic vacuole makes us say that lysosome is a suicidal pack. Okay, the unwanted part from the residual bodies are removed outside and then like autophagic vacuole is there. So this is involved in the repair mechanism. So say for example, you have a part of a house which you want to modify it. Then what you will try to do, you will break down the existing part and then like you'll try to rebuild it. Only if you are breaking down, you will be able to rebuild it. So autophagic vacuole is like kind of a person who's going to break it down. So it is not dangerous for the cell. It is only helpful for the cell. Okay, so there are occasions, there are 3 occasions when a suicide can happen. Okay, whenever there is no nutrient. Say for example, I have been hogging food and I am very fat. Okay, suddenly one fine day I'm trying to decide that okay, I will become lean and then I'm starting to diet and I'm not eating sufficiently and I'm working out harder. So in such a case, what will happen after some time? I will become lean. How is that I'm becoming lean? Because my cells are dying in my body. How do the cells will die? Because of self-killing or suicide. Your lysosomes will be activated in such a case. What is happening? You're trying to eat less and work out more, which means your body needs energy and all the cells cannot survive. So it is going to self-kill some cells. Okay. So in such a case, the whole cell will die. The second case is infection. Let us say that there are a group of cells. Let us say that there is a virus which is spreading here. Okay. In order to prevent the damage of the other tissues, this cell is going to die on itself. This cell is going to die on itself. This cell is going to die on itself. This cell, this cell, this cell. A group of cells are dying so that these group of cells are saved. Okay. So that is also one more thing. So two reasons for which the cells will self-kill is, one is for the lack of nutrients, and the second one is whenever an infection is spreading, some part of the cell will proactively die. Lysosomes will not kill fat, it will kill fat cells. Yes, it will also digest viruses. It will be able to digest viruses, but the whole thing is you cannot protect yourself if the virus count is more. Basically, you think about a war situation. You are having only 2,000 people here to fight. 1 lakh people are going to come inside. What will happen? This 2,000 people cannot kill 1 lakh people. That's all. Simple math. Viruses can multiply very fast, and then like they can really can spread in a very faster rate. If your system is capable of killing the virus before it multiplies, you will survive. If the virus is going to multiply at a very drastic rate, then your system cannot survive. Yeah, that is why people die. So with this thing, we'll stop the class today. We can continue it tomorrow. First slide. Second slide. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Seventh. Eighth. Ninth. 10th. Yes, being thin is like having less cells, less number of adipose cells. Adipose connective tissue cells are less. Okay, someone is asking for 1. Someone is asking for 4. Someone for 7. Someone for 8. And someone for 9. First and second. Sixth. Hey, go man, all the slides you're asking me again. What